Well, you play a chord like that, and it doesn't matter what you think of the way this guitar looks. It's provably great by the sound. Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Okay, shock warning here. This is a very bright guitar. This has a maple fingerboard and a flamed maple bridge, spruce top, and flamed maple back and sides by none other than the great Canadian luthier Joshia de Jonge. This is her 100th anniversary guitar. And while this might be a very polarizing looking guitar, because let's face it, having a maple fingerboard, maple bridge here is not so common for classical guitars, I guarantee you the sound will not be polarizing. This guitar marks a super special anniversary of 100 guitars being built in the midst of the pandemic. Joshia was telling me that she wanted to do something very, very special. These are all local woods. In fact, the fingerboard was made from a tree that was in her husband's family farm or family yard for generations. A really unique piece of artwork and a sound to back everything up, which we will get to shortly. I want to cover the specs because there are a lot of them on this guitar. Sorry, I think my whole normal order of video presentation here is backwards, but let's jump into the specs. Of course, I said it is a spruce top. It is a spruce double top with Nomex as the in-between layer. Of course, you'll see up on the screen here. And it also has this very large lattice bracing. Now, large, I mean the actual lattices, the squares inside are very large, so it's kind of like a loose lattice bracing. And there is also a tornavoz here, which is also a light color wood. I imagine this is maple or spruce, but it's very shallow. It's only about this deep. So normally a tornavoz lowers the main air body resonance of the guitar. This one certainly does. It's just by a small amount rather than a large amount with a very deep tornavoz. As I mentioned, you have this very nice maple bridge here with some bird's eye pattern, just like you'll notice on the back of the guitar. And her rosette here, which you'll see on a lot of her guitars, you'll also see in a large purfling around the outside of the guitar here. And of course, many other places on the tie block. You'll notice it up on the head of the guitar and also on these custom-made engraved Rogers tuners, which of course are top of the line. Okay, there is more. You'll notice there is a raised fingerboard, quite a raised fingerboard, making it easy to hit the upper frets. And there is also a sound port, a very, very small sound port that also comes with a magnetic cover, also made from that same maple that you'll see on the back and sides of this guitar, making it very easy to adjust if you want it halfway open. It also stays on here really well. I prefer it open, so I'm going to leave it that way for now. And when you turn around the guitar, of course, you have this beautiful set of flamed maple. Did I say bird's eye before? I meant flamed. A beautiful flamed maple back and sides here, again, with a little hint of that rosette here on the heel block. And then, of course, all of this light color, the neck as well, which, by the way, the neck is not super thin, not super thick. It's more of a D-shaped. Not totally my preference, but I do find it to be very comfortable, and the action is very, very low. We'll get more into the sound in a minute, but yes, again, the headstock, very elegant shape. Again, that same mosaic or that same pattern that you see on the rosette and on the purflings, you'll see on the head of this guitar. Now, I must admit, I'm not sure if the aesthetics of this guitar, being the maple fingerboard and maple bridge, are right up my alley, but I know that some of you must see this and must think this is super unique and super cool. I showed this to a couple of friends and they were really impressed. Again, polarizing reaction. Some people are shocked at first and then they play it and they really get into it. And other people right away, instead of a shocked feeling, they're just like, wow, that is beautiful. So I'm curious what your reaction is. You can let me know in the comments. I think it could be a really interesting discussion. But I think there are plenty of people that will find this really, really beautiful and that would be really delighted to tell the story of it being all local woods, the wonderful story of it being her 100th guitar. That's a really amazing milestone. And this thing certainly has the sound to back it up. It has a really, really strong attack, a beautiful palette of colors, and I can't emphasize that enough. I mean, this thing is so colorful, and as I play in different areas of the guitar here, I hear so many different instruments. Here, I get this great harpsichord sound, you know? And then here, you get a great Spanish guitar sound. And then here, you get the warmth of a cello, you know? Tons of depth. Really, really interesting. Again, really deep sound. I think this tornavoz, this little small tornavoz, helps. But then when you get to the trebles, you get the brightness that you'll get from a spruce top guitar. You could tell right away that it's a double top because of how quick this response is. But I don't find any of the negative aspects of double top sound in this guitar because it has this depth to it that doesn't really just sound like someone glued a tornavoz in there and wanted to make it deep. It sounds like it spans the entire range of the guitar, not just the basses. And the attack is really quick and it's loud, but it doesn't decay and drop off really quickly. The sustain is excellent. You put this guitar into any guitarist's hands, and I mean any guitarist's hands, and they will be impressed immediately. Even if they're not impressed by the look of it right away, like maybe that will be distracting. But if you were to blindfold them and say, just try this guitar, they'd be like, I have to have it. It is very appealing. And I think an advantage is that this guitar's had 5 years to develop and open up. You know, it being a spruce top guitar, sometimes, even though it's a double top, it can take a little while to break in. And it sounds very loose and open. I'd really like to try Capricho árabe on this guitar. have to say this is one of the most interesting and colorful guitars that I've reviewed recently. There is something about the colors. Of course, every guitar, as you've probably heard me talk about before, has a palette of colors that you can access, but it's how interesting those colors are and how separated they are from one another. Like, how bright is that bright and how warm or dark is this tasto, right? It's a huge difference in sounds, and it makes it so much fun to experiment and make music on. This guitar makes me want to play really sporadically, if that makes sense. It makes you want to keep on exploring. Something is very profound about making music on this guitar. I mean, this vibrato, it confuses me, I have to be honest. And there's a few guitars that have done this to me, where the vibrato is just so easy to achieve. It feels like the strings are super loose, although these are very normal strings. It just makes it so easy. Even in a bar chord, you know. I'm trying to overdo it on purpose so you can hear what I'm talking about. Wow. There are a lot of characteristics to love about this guitar. I mean, you fall in love with the colors, you fall in love with the power and the depth, and then also just the malleability of the sound and that color. Well, I have to say a big congratulations to this very, very unique guitar, and I think that's what she was going for, to Joshia de Jonge. This was from the year 2020, celebratory guitar number 100. And if you're looking for one of the very best guitars that you can get your hands on, and a piece of artwork that will turn eyes and ears, no matter if you're putting it in the hands of someone who just started playing or the most seasoned concert classical guitarist in the world, this is going to be an impressive guitar and definitely one you should consider. You can see a full album of beautiful photos at guitarcollection.com, as well as a description for this guitar. It is I would say it's in perfect condition. I don't find any marks on this thing. It's a fairly lightweight guitar as well. And wow, it's certainly interesting. I'm going to play this one for a while longer. But thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.